Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide divorce, mediation, and valuation services in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we will actually discuss environmental, social, and governance policies, or ESG policies, and its effect on valuations with Mark Zyla. Mark Zyla is a valuation expert in Georgia, and he's the managing director of Zyla Valuation Advisors, an Atlanta valuation and litigation consulting firm. He's also the chairman of the Standards Review Board for the International Valuation Standards Council. He was also one of the primary authors of the education program that the AICPA and the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors for the credential, which is certified in Entity and Intangible Assets, or the CEIV, which basically certifies valuation professionals in the valuation for financial reporting purposes. If we took like one particular one, so I know you just talked about a lot of them, but if we could we take one and kind of walk through how it could, like if there's something that you've seen a lot, how does one of those corporate policies kind of go through and impact the valuation of that firm? Could you kind of walk us through? Because I mean, to me, this is like this really is changing currently how business is done. And going forward, not only are you going to want to work for certain companies, but are you going to want to buy their products? Are you going to want to invest in them? Are you going to want to do all this from a corporate standpoint? They have to focus on this. But if we look at any of these corporate policies, and maybe one that you see more often, can you walk us through the impact?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, an example might be like Volkswagen and their shift to entirely manufacturing electric cars. So that's a pretty substantial change in business model. And so it's going to require an investment in different types of auto parts for their cars. It's going to require some retooling. It's going to require an investment in, if not Volkswagen, somehow by society, an investment in charging stations as the automobile transfers more to electric type vehicles. So it requires an investment in an initial investment in infrastructure, but they may be able to charge more for cars and may benefit the top line. It may induce investors to invest in that company because they want to invest in those types of policies. So it may eventually reduce the cost of capital. Other examples might be impact on supply chains. For example, Apple wants their suppliers to be carbon neutral by 2030. So if you're a supplier to Apple, you have to start implementing processes in place to achieve that goal by 2030, or you may not be able to work with Apple. So we're seeing ripple effects on different companies because of these policies.